welcome to Interviews from Quito. My name is Andy Sebastia. Today's guest, we have Russian performers living in Quito, Ecuador. They're Anton Zelosky and Anita Bravo. They're wonderful performers who chose to come to South America and make a living as an artist. Welcome, Anton. Welcome, Anita. Bienvenidos a Telesur in English. Can you tell us something about your background as a musician and why you come to Ecuador?
Claro, sí puedo. Yo decidí a ser músico cuando tenía 12
Well,
años.
if I can, I decided to be a musician when I was 12 years old. Well, at 16. And I asked myself what I wanted to do with my life, and I didn't find anything else more interesting than playing music. Afterwards, I studied in my country, in Kazakhstan. Then they sent me to Russia, where I met my wife. And we played music there, together. We put on concerts in restaurants in many different places for 10 years. Afterwards, my first son was born, and with him we performed in the street. He played flute very, very well. And the people told me, "You play well, but your son is amazing." That's what they told me. And then I kind of got tired of playing music, so I took a break for a while. Later, I came back to it. Just then, when we moved to Ecuador with my family, and Anita was 7 or 8 years old at the time. And here we started to perform in the street like we did with my son. It turned out to be pretty interesting. For us, it was a real advantage that we could earn a living in that way. Without ever having to ask or look for work. It was a little difficult because the municipality of Quito is against musicians playing in the street. Sometimes the police bother us. Now we're fighting with them too, stuff like that, because actually the Constitution does allow us to perform on the street. It's also written in the Constitution that people have the right to listen to us too. But sometimes the municipality harasses us. We have to do something, so now I am emailing and in touch with the municipality and asking them why they have stopped us.
Pero el municipio molesta. Y tenemos que hacer algo. Ahora estoy mensajeando, siempre estamos conversando con el municipio, por qué así, por qué así.
And one of the advantages of being a street musician and one of the advantages of performing in different stages is the fame. How do you find yourself, how do you feel as a musician playing on the street and playing on stage?
Pues los músicos tienen 3 opciones. Tocar en la calle, tocar en restaurantes o...
Musicians have 3 options: performing in the street, performing in restaurants or clubs, or playing on the big stage. But they are not independent. They can't choose between the streets or the stage. For the stage, you have to get bigger. For us, the option is to play in the restaurants or on the street. And we chose street performing because it is the most similar to playing on the big stage. There are 100 people around you listening to your music. They're applauding, and they are listening attentively because they want to. On the other hand, in a restaurant, sometimes people just are sitting there and talking, and they don't really want to listen to the music. They're not interested. So I prefer street performance. It feels like a stage.
And what are your experiences as a performer? Now you have your small little daughter performing with you. How does it feel to be a parent playing on the street with your daughter? How she's bringing up to the streets playing, performing?
Pues la gente piensa que tocar en la calle es algo feo. Algo como
People
es
think that playing in the street is
la gente
something
sin calle
bad
y
or something
nada.
that is
Pero no sentimos
unapproved
eso,
of,
como un
but
escenario de verdad.
it's not.
Igual, mm,
They think we're homeless, but
es
no, we
porque-
feel
porque
like
nos
we're on
escuchan, como les
stage.
dije. Porque
And they're listening to us because there's a lot of people. They thank us for being there and for sharing our talent with them.
And one of the reasons you chose to come to South America, why you came to Ecuador as a haven, as a new home for you, and why you thought of coming to South America?
Desde la niñez no me gustaba mi patria, de verdad. No me gustaban los costumbres de soviéticos viejos, son duros, son groseros.
Since I was a kid, I never liked my country. I didn't like the Soviet culture. They are hard. They're rude. So I always thought moving would be better. But I also wanted to live in a place with a nice climate and nice people. So we took out the map, we thought about the weather, and at the time we were thinking about producing fruit and plants. And like I said, about being musicians. And it was easy to emigrate to Ecuador. It's almost impossible to go to the US, for example, unless you've got millions of dollars.
Can you tell me about your journey? How was your journey coming to Ecuador? What are the experiences that you had coming to South America as a Russian performing to South America?
Pero vinimos por separado, primero yo, para conocer el país.
We came separately. First, I came to get to know the country, to find a house, the first steps. Then after 3 months, they came. Something interesting, when we first got here, we got in touch with a con artist, and he took all of our money. So we earned our living by playing music on the street and giving music lessons. We lived without a visa for 2 years. Here in Ecuador, it's possible, thank goodness, we're lucky. Then our third child was born. He's already a year old. Yesterday was his birthday. So then we got our papers, because the child is Ecuadorian by law.
How interesting your journey from Russia to coming here to Ecuador. Could you tell us what is the future for you and your family? What are you hoping to have in your life in Ecuador?
Pues yo no pienso que estoy tan unido con Ecuador. Me gusta
I don't think I identify so much with Ecuador. I like Ecuador, but I think I am a citizen of the world. I'm not tied to Ecuador specifically. And we will grow and develop until we... I don't know. I don't know how it's going to turn out. We can't say. Maybe we'll be famous.
Could you tell us a little advice for young musicians and young artists that want to perform on the street? What are your thoughts and your comments to do a good street performer?
Pues es depende. Para los consejos, primero tener buen equipo.
I recommend that you have a good group, a good team. That's very important for street musicians. Then, of course, you have to practice a lot. And the third thing, to know the laws, to be able to defend your rights, and to defend other people's rights too.
Y los derechos de la gente también.
And what is the future for Anton and Anita?
Pues ya empezamos de ser medio famosos, ya nos invitan.
Well, we already started to be a little famous. They are already inviting us to appear on different shows. And now Anita is starting in the children's lineup, a children's program supported by the Cultural Ministry.
Interesante.
Bueno, muchas gracias por la entrevista. Well, that's being this is interviews from Quito. My name is Andy Sebastia. We've been chatting with Russian music performers Anton Zelosky y Anita Bravo, and we'll see you next time.
Sueños años ya, veo que en verdad en la tierra hay más que el bien y el mal. Creo en el amor, en un mundo ideal. Creo que hay algo sobrenatural a la vida mexicana. Le pido un milagro, evidencia de la ciencia, para que todos lo sepan. Me dijo mi papá, equivocada estás, nunca funcionan las varitas mágicas. Ya deja de soñar en un mundo ideal. No existe nada sobrenatural. La vida mágica. Le pido un milagro, evidencia de la ciencia, para salvar a los sueños. Los años que vendrán, mis sueños cumplirán. Un príncipe será quien conmigo se casará. Los dragones no nos van a molestar, gracias a algo sobrenatural. Los hijos soñarán con una abstracción y les voy a cantar esta canción para que entiendan la vida. La 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 la, 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 la 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 la. Los hijos soñarán con una abstracción y les voy a cantar esta canción para que entiendan la vida.